All right, everybody. What's up? What's up? This is Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel. Let's go. I said I'd come back and make a second video. I just kind of gave a little talk over the preseason game, the second one. Hey, it wasn't really much to talk about. They won, played pretty good. Said Cooper Rush looked good. Devin Smith, Hyder, Pollard, a couple of the other. Michael Jackson didn't play. The D line, I'm seeing. I'm like, yo, we need. That's what I really want to talk. This is where I'm going to start with this video. Man, we need D Law to come back. Can't wait to see Robert Quinn. The middle of that defensive line, it has to be better. I'm not gonna lie. I mentioned Taco in my last one. You know, he flashed maybe one, maybe two plays because he had a block. He blocked it. He batted down the pass. You know, but he didn't generate any sacks. You know what I'm saying? And that was against. That wasn't even. It might have been their starting line. It might have been. It very well could have been, but the starting offensive line that they was going against. I hope that he continues to get better. I mean, because right now we can't afford to let him go. You know what I'm saying, or trade him or whatnot. Because we need to still wait to see how D Law is going to how his injury situation is going to pan out as far as his recovery. I know that he's supposed to be coming back. You know, he's on pace to be back for week 1. We won't get Robert Quinn until week 3. You know what I'm saying? So I still need to see that improvement, especially with the rookies, Tristan Hill, Joe Jackson. We need to definitely. I like to see these guys kind of catch on a little faster. You know what I'm saying? But we got some raw talent. So at the defensive line, when it comes to the young bucks that just came in, so you know they still are on that. They're gonna be on the learning curve the whole season. I mean, while preseason and going through the regular season, because I think they're going to get some playing time. You know, and they probably won't. They'll probably will catch on. Probably mid-season where we start to see them flourish a little more. So we're just going to have to really rely on our veterans. You know, we're going to get Tyrone Crawford back. I still say trade him, but we have to wait and see which one of these young guns are going to actually start flourishing throughout the season in practice, you know, day in and day out. No, barring any injuries that we will have that may occur at any given time. So I just think it'd just be good trade bait. You know, he's good trade bait. Simple as that. You know, so instead of just letting him walk at the end of the season, and let him go anywhere. I mean, he's a 3-4. He's a 3-4 DN. But anyway, that's not the case. I've talked about that multiple times in videos past. So I made my case for that. It's no need for me to keep talking about it. The defensive line, yes. Woods look good. And I guess Heath just kind of blends in. He's not going to stand out. He's going to make some plays from here and there. You know what I'm saying? But Woods is the more flashier player, more of a playmaker in the back end of the secondary. You know, I ain't talking about Byron Jones and Cheeto and Lewis. Lewis is doing good too. I mean, but he's getting burnt too. I mean, I think he has the playmaking ability out of all of them, to be honest with you. And that's why he does get burnt, because he's willing to gamble. You know, he's willing to gamble. And I don't mind that It's just long as you can recover if you get beat on the gamble, you know. So that's the only thing, is that he just had to hone that. He has to hone those part of his skills, whatever's in his repertoire as a cover corner, that, knowing when to gamble and when not to. Just play the pass, bat it down. If you're in position to intercept, do so. Just don't make it a. I mean, it's all 50-50, but just like, you really have to, know for sure that this is that you're playing the quarterback the whole time, or baiting him in, and thinking that the man that he's covering is open. So, but yes, I think Jordan Lewis will be good, and he might start the beginning of the season, because that hip surgery that Byron Jones had, even though it might be healed and he's going through his rehab right now, it is nothing. The telltale sign is when you get out there and you play for real. When you're out there on that court, or when you're out there on that field, and it's on, and you're going to play at your level, at the whatever level speed you're normally playing at, you know what I'm saying, which is 100% for most, for a lot of them. And when you're planting, trying to twist those hips, he's kind of a big corner anyway, but very athletic. You know what I'm saying? He's a hybrid. He's a hybrid type player, but very athletic. And we need to see how much mobility does he have when it comes to lateral movement, twisting and turning. You know what I'm saying? When he's especially coming out of his back pedal and going up the field to cover. So I would just really slowly bring Jones in, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with D-Law. It's not like you have to come in and play every down. That's why we got Armstrong and Taco. These guys just need playing time. They need experience. That's the way I feel. But it's definitely a concern for me. You know what I'm saying? And the safety spot is the weakest, although Heath is pretty solid. The strong safety spot. It definitely can be upgraded, but right now there isn't anyone better on the team or out in free agency. Please spot him. If there is one and he's available, you know what I'm saying? So we just have to wait. We just have to be patient with that. But that defensive line is the catalyst to the whole defense, and it's good that that the DBs have stepped it up, the linebackers have stepped it up to kind of cover in the passing game anyway, for the kind of shade the defensive line, but when they run, you know what I'm saying, we have seen these guys run against us in the preseason. So, and it's just vanilla, just hat on hat, to be honest with you. I mean, also with the defensive scheme too, it's just straight up, just a straight up play, backyard type shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't too many design blitzes and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about contracts, but I'm not going to, I'm switching gears. So, everything's still talking about contracts. And it wasn't much of a buzz today in the sports media world, but nevertheless, it was there because I still see it on YouTube from some of the other guys and stuff like that. This is all I got to say to everybody out there. All of this, court of public opinion, all of this media coverage about the contracts, because think about it, the only contracts they're talking about is the big three, is the triplets, is Amari, Zeke, Dak. and more Zeke and Dak than Amari. You know what I'm saying? But we still have other guys contracts that are key players on the defensive side, or even on offense. Cause we got La'el Collins too. You know, they're not talking about that. They're not talking about Byron. They're not talking about Anthony Brown. They're not talking about Crawford. If that, I have to check to make sure that Crawford is at the end. I have to check that, or y'all can check me in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know, like, hey, it might not be this year or it's next year, but either way, it's coming up. You know what I'm saying? And he's just a solid player. You know, so what I'm saying that to say this is the fact that I like it. Why? Why do I like the fact that the media is focusing their attention on the contracts? It's because that allows us to catch everybody by the element of surprise on the offensive side of the ball, with Kellen Moore being the new offensive coordinator, Dak steadily improving. No, we don't have Zeke right now, but we had drafted some backs that has potential, and you got to coach these guys up until Zeke returns. You know what I'm saying? And so if there wasn't any of since they have made this a public thing in the news world, in the media world, that's good. That keeps pressure off of everybody, of asking Kellen Moore, Jason Garrett. That allows them to coach, you know what I'm saying, and build this cohesiveness, this chemistry up for the season. You know what I'm saying? And let everybody be distracted with all of the contract talks and stuff like that. Go ahead, talk about it. You know, that keeps them from trying to want to know what kind of offensive schemes that Kellen Moore has designed for these. You know, they keep talking about the motion. I just want them to stop talking about the shit. Stop talking about it. But the motion, everybody does motion. All of the offensive all the offenses that are creative, or always try to put their offense in an advantageous position, so they'll know for sure what defensive set, or not set, or what defense that they're in, whether if it's zone or man. You're only playing one of the two. You know what I'm saying? You're playing one or the other, and you can find your matchups. So yeah, that's all it's doing. That's the only information they're giving out, and I don't want nobody to be talking about what we're doing, and that you're hearing about the motion, and you're hearing about bunch set. You know what I'm saying? So really, that's all that it is. And we seen the bunch set already in preseason. We seen motion already in preseason, and that's the only difference in variation. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is about the nuances, like play action on first down, passing on third downs, you know what I'm saying, when it's third and short, you know what I'm saying, running play action on third and short, you know, it's all about playing chess. It's all about playing chess from that point on. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference, is that Linehan he would just put them in a set, whatever set that they was in, and just running it like that. It was no motion, no screens, you know what I'm saying, just to check. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. See, y'all falling for the optical illusion, you know what I'm saying, of the contract play, of all the contract talk. You know, it's a diversion. It's to steer you away from what's really going on, which is all this young talent that they have accrued, and putting it all together to make a run, to run deep throughout the regular season and into the playoffs, with the potential of getting to the NFC Championship again. Or did it? Yeah. And getting to the Super Bowl. Well, getting to the NFC Championship, not again. NFC Championship, and then to the Super Bowl. Potentially to the Super Bowl. And we're going to have to match up against the Rams. We're gonna have to match up against the Rams more than likely. You got Seattle, you got the Saints. You know what I'm saying? We don't know who could be the surprise team. You know what I'm saying? You always got to factor in Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's good to win that team, you know, a good 3 or 4 games. But we need to see what that defense is like. You got Chicago, you know what I'm saying? But then you got the rise. San Francisco could be on the rise. We all know that, you know what I'm saying? But they're in the same division as the Rams. So it could be anybody's turn next. The ball, depending on how they play and how they be favored in those key games, those must-win games, whether it's divisional or it's just a marquee matchup or it's a marquee game against another team that's in position to make it to the playoffs. So, yeah, Zeke, I hope they keep holding out. Allow them to keep generating this news is. Oh, that man, it's been out there for so long. I can't believe y'all still even talking about this shit or entertaining it. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna run that shit until the season starts, and that's good. And people saying this is a distraction. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a distraction. No, it should be. Sorry, pistachios are good. Oh my gosh. So, with that being said, that's all. I mean, with that being said, it's not much after that. I do have some talk about some other teams. I've been prospecting some other guys on teams, man. I found a backup quarterback that he's showing some flashes of potential, and I mean, I don't know if he's going to be cut or nothing like that from this team, but if he do, we have got to pick him up because I like this guy. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna make that for another video. This is Anthony Fallon. This is Tone Setter Sports Channel. Peace. I'm out.